Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to British Columbia in Snowrunner. It's been a bit of a gap, that's alright. I'm now back from offshore, and we're ready to keep going, plodding along with Season 10 up until Season 11 comes out, and then we'll start there. So today, we're going to take on two fairly small contracts, but then also two very big ones. So we're going to start with support local business, which requires these bits of cargo. So we've got oversized cargo, metal beams, and service spare parts. And they've literally just got to go up the coastline to the corporate construction site. So without further ado-doodles, even though I have made an effort this time to not overload any of my trucks, for the sake of just one cargo, I'm gonna do it. Especially as the route itself is fairly simple, as we are just following the river, following the coast along. So we've got this. We're going to finish off a logging mission. I can't remember if it's it must be a contract actually. I think we've done all the tasks. So we're going to do that, do a logging task, contract, and then be heading into the very southwest of the map. Let's make sure I get around this corner. Yeah. For some bigger stuff, which includes moving the coiled tubing trailer. I genuinely just use my thumb to point behind me for whatever reason. While I'm not looking where I'm going, the truck nearly tips over. So we've got quite an additional bit of weight on here, with the ramp flatbed trailer being one of the heaviest, plus with the oversized cargo. The Mac is having to put some effort in. Luckily, we've got 8-wheel drive, and we've got the diff lock in there just to help us get up the hill without much wheel slip. Should be okay to go back into auto now. Yep, so it's a fairly straightforward route to start with, as is the logging contract, because it's just from the logging area down to the lumber mill. It's one set of medium logs, because we've already done one of them. A bit wobbly here. Obviously we want to avoid jackknifing, but probably through here we will need, low range and diff lock just to crawl through the mud. Mostly because the ramp flatbed trailer has 3 axles, 4 wheels in each, and all with mud tires, so they just catch. They provide more resistance on the terrain than any benefit, but it's just to help us shift the 4-slot cargo without having to use a completely different truck and trailer setup. Let's see, can we get up here? Yeah, as I imagined, actually, it's pretty much the same speed getting up the hill. Just a few more boulders to navigate around, because we don't want any of the wheels stuck on them. So they'll work as chocks, which I think is what has actually happened ahead. So just use the winch to pull ourselves forward. There we go. So yeah, I mean, it's not an easy cargo. This truck's a whole, it's very heavy. So I think our next obstacle is a wooden bridge. Right now, as we make our approach down to the river, handily, it's like 10 ton maximum. Well, pretty sure we're going to be above that. It's another low range diff lock move. Oh. Okay, I might need... I'm wondering how much this tree is impacting progress. Ooh, that I can't winch to. So we're going to put the back of the trailer on that tree. If we can get the truck onto the wooden bridge, that should really help out. Let's try and get the wheels to cut through the mud, make it a bit easier. Stay to the edge so the trailer can get on the bridge. And again, up this hill, this is where people probably say, oh, the Mack is weak. Like, yeah, but look what I'm hauling. It's not exactly lightweight stuff. Just little bits of winch now and again. Not too much or else we'll end up pulling ourselves over. Get onto drier terrain, which will help with traction. There we go. So that's the main obstacles dealt with. So we're basically delivering all this to the bottom of the ski slope. But we could take this next right and go on a fairly arduous looking boggy route, or just stick to the road for a little bit and make things just a lot easier. So I'll see you when we get to the delivery point. Alright, looks like we're here. It looks like a regular truck garage, to be honest. This could have been a second garage. And around the back. But I assume we're building up this area here. At the beams and the oversized cargo. We'll restore the crane. Right, the rest. There we go, another $17,050 earned. Easy pickings, really. So now I'm going to jump across to a pre-arranged Kenworth, and we're going to do some downhill logging. Alright, so we're all set up. I didn't really bother adding a crane, just to keep the power to weight ratio as positive as possible. I mean, all we're doing is shifting the logs downhill. I actually don't have even the right mission set. I should probably try and finish off humanitarian aid, given I've got a truck nearby, because it won't be too difficult. But yeah, as long as we can maybe make these corners, no? It's kind of the one major downside is the turning radius. If anybody says that the downside of this truck is its speed, then they're wrong. This thing is not designed to go quickly. It's designed for shifting heavy loads across long distances. They're not race trucks, after all. I'm going to try a bit of the high gear, keep our speed maintained with the all-wheel drive on. I mean, it's technically been over 4 weeks since I've driven any of these routes. So I think it's a left here. I hope it's left. Oh, it's more. Oh, it's still more left. Come on, come on. All right, we're around there. We're going downhill, so we should be able to maintain the gearing. There we go. There we go. There's a lumber mill down there. That hoofing along. Although if things do go a bit sideways, yeah, I don't have a crane to repack, but we're pretty much there. There we go, Forestry Business. We set that properly now, and I've left a trail. I've left multiple trailers in the way. Oh, great. Well done, me. Oh, one of them is supplied in the map. There we go, there's another easy 3,000. And now we're going to go on to one of the bigger contracts, which should be, if I can remember which one, service station construction. So we have trucks set up over here already, which we're going to jump into now. So yeah, service station construction. The cargo comes from this loading area and across the river for the spare service parts. And we've got everything on a sideboard semi-trailer. So we're heading into the very southwest of the map. Can't remember how well this truck does in that area, although I don't actually think I've used it there, so it might be a bit of a crawl, but I'm sure we'll be okay. We can always lift the suspension, we've got all-wheel drive, and if we need to diff lock our way there, then so be it. Alright, we're approaching the bog, and yeah, you've probably noticed that we don't have a crane on this either. Just to again keep the power to weight ratio in our favor. And it is slow. Whoa, this is slow. So slow, we're actually not moving. So how much of that is the bull bar on the trailer? Let's see, can we get it moving? I think every wheel is rotating there, yeah. So there might be a fair amount of this. But it's not all this bad, so remember, the Mac doesn't really have good mud specific tires. There we go, see? It's not all such a bad area, just some bits are a bit slower than others. Okay, so we're just on the final approach, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but that was a pretty slow drive. There's a fair amount of winching involved. This setup not ideal for heading into this area, for sure. It's just a shame that, you know, we required 5 slots for cargo, and this is an easy alternative for that. But, you know, maybe something like the twin steer, as we've used previously, would have been more appropriate, as we knew it could get through the area. But we have eventually arrived using, you know, just under half a tank, or just, yeah, thereabouts. So we might actually be treated to another cutscene. Nope, the hut just appears on its own. Like how the pipe dips under where the door is. Now let's get this out of the way, because I know I've got another contract that comes here. So we will need to shift this. And it won't be long, really, until we're moving on to the next map. Alright, so we're all loaded up. We've got our 2 small pipes. We've got our drilling equipment. I've just realised my crane cable isn't actually attached to the cargo, so it could technically fall off. Here's hoping it doesn't. So we're in for another big drudge through the big bog area, and I have really made a hash of this corner, but I think we've got the oomph just to muscle through it. And away we go. So down there, ready and prepped, we've got the coiled tube trailer, which will have to basically take the same route as this, except with, you know, without extra bits of cargo here and there, as we climb up the hill nice and gently. It only gets tricky towards the top, as we all know. It's got to get your wheel placement just right, which is not something I've done there. It's such a badly built road. Surely they should have seen this coming, really, but whatever. There's no logic to the way it's designed. As we plod on further and further, we've got all these boulders to drive over. We do have a crane because there is a fairly decent probability that something drops off the truck, be it either the small pipes or the drilling equipment. Again, it's one of the heaviest towable trailers, so you know the Kenworth 963's got its work cut out for it, but it should be fine overall. So we begin the climb over the hillside before we descend into the bog, having to drop down. It's a low plus. It's the weight of the trailer and the cargo on the back, really hampering speed and power. But once we're onto this bit, we should be able to go back into auto, maybe. Yep, up into high. Get down into the bog. Oh, the trailer nearly went over. At times, though, if the trailer's going over, there's often not much you can do. So you just keep going. Because with their physics, they just kind of have a mind of their own. No doubt this will be low plus speed of, yeah, there we go. Low plus speed of driving through here. There we go, just dial the torque back a bit. You can see see a lot of wheel slip, a lot of wheel spin. Don't need that, waste of fuel. Lower the output, better fuel consumption. Oh, I might try going this way. I always go to the left. I'm going to try going to the right. Seems pretty moderate so far. Although, you know, comparing two routes with two different trucks, so it's not exactly an even comparison. So, overall, I mean, going pretty slowly as you can expect for this kind of ground, but no winching required. Which saves the stopping and starting. But it's only because the vehicle is so damn big. It's got the torque just to slowly cut through the ground. Especially with these big tread tires. Ooh, so here we're a little stuck, but I presume it was a big route we drove over. You can just see the front axle of the trailer just getting by it there. The route sticking up out of the ground. There you go. Rear of the trailer's driving over it. Yeah, so that's hindered us a little bit. But apart from that, yep, it's been steady progress. As we bring it around into the last couple of corners. Hopefully we don't tip anything over now. Ooh, there's a big jump. Oh, the drop-off is here, actually. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, not use that much fuel, relatively. And pack the last bit. So that's stage 1 complete. I presume it's going to be some sort of drill tower on there, I guess. But we'll get this out of the way. Nice buckling there of the trailer components. So, here it is. It's quite a long arrangement. Took a little bit of maneuvering to get it out of its park position, to get it the right way around. I think that took about five minutes just to get it into a decent position, but we're okay now. But this will be a whole different test. We shifted a construction rig semi-trailer, which went well. So this is the same trailer style, but it's not going to be the same weight on here. So at least we know, cornering's not going to be an issue. Just maybe a very low riding bull bar, which always seems to be an issue on these trailers. don't know why, given the height of the trailer, really don't know why they made the bull bar so low. Oh dear. This is not started well, has it? Will it just make its way back over the guardrail? Oh dear. Well, the front axle of the trailer looks like it wants to. Keep the handbrake on. This might... Nope. That's not helped. Although the post might actually push the trailer over the railing. Okay, there we go. That. Okay, there we go. And now the guardrail. Yep, catching on the bull bar. Yeah, I couldn't see myself doing this with the Mac. Definitely this is not Mac territory. Two attempts to get it even just around that little section. What have you caught on? Oh no, you haven't. I'm just surprised. I'll be burning out the clutch now. That's at least that's one thing you don't have to worry about in this game, is actually destroying the clutch. Maybe hill starts should actually apply subtle damage to the gearbox. That would be an actually realistic way of applying damage to the gearbox. Just doing a hill start with something like this, definitely not good for the transmission or the engine, really. There we go now, in the downhill sections of the bog. Less likely that the trailer will decide to flip out. Well, I mean, it still could happen. Depends how quickly we hit some of these bumps. There we go, into the bog. Back into low plus. Comfortable gear. Or just regular low gear. But at least the trailer's got big chunky tires. Oh, this is slow. This might even be too much. Yeah, there we go. Low minus. There's a comfortable gear. So I think we'll stick with the left-hand route. Fewer routes to drive over. I feel like that's a little bit too much. It's sort of on the verge. And all that weight on the rear axle there. Trying to get around this boulder. Or at this point just drive over it. Or not. Just shimmy it along. Come on, boulder, you're coming with me. There we go. This is the terrain this thing was designed to get through. Weaving across from patch to patch. It's like a very long monster truck. And just easing back when things get a bit tougher. Oh, we've really slowed down there. These trailers, special trailers, are very heavy. So seeing the difference between being in two different gears, where we're in regular low range and we weren't getting any movement at all, but it actually dropping down to low minus enabled us to get the right amount of traction to actually get moving again. So just because the truck gets stuck doesn't mean that you know, in any gear it's not going to move. Just try different things and it should pay off. Otherwise, then use the winch. We're going to the final corner, though we're a bit longer. So we will have to take a bit of a wider line. Provided we can actually make the turn, which at this rate is probably a no. So, right, back it up. Yeah, trailer's gonna catch on that outcrop. Whoa, there it goes. Into the box. Ta-da! Not really sure. Like, that pipe's too big for that warehouse. There's no way to get it up there. And it doesn't just go straight into the pipe. But, oh well. That's where we're going to end things for today. And next time I think we're going to actually do some exploration into the neighboring map. So it'll be back in the Ford F750 to see what's what. So I want to thank you very much for watching. If you've liked the video, then please, leave a like and a comment down below. And have a great day.